Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. Clearly, it wasn't the ending that Alabama Crimson Tide fans wanted, as the Crimson Tide falls to Michigan 27-20 in a thriller here at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena, California. What's going on? My name is Kyle Henderson. Hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys being here for our post-game coverage right here on Bama football on YouTube. I think one of the areas that we need to start out is the fact that Michigan played a really solid game, and I think for the majority of the game, they held the momentum from the Alabama Crimson Tide. This Michigan defense was very good, getting to Jalen Milroe 5 different times. We talked to Tyler Booker after the game, and he said that Michigan's defense didn't do anything complicated. It's just that these guys have a really skilled defense, came with the game plan and wanted to get after Jalen Milroe. Let's fast forward to the last play of the game. It's 4th and 3. Alabama has down and distance to get into the end zone to potentially tie the game in overtime, and they decide to go with a quarterback keeper. What are your thoughts about the last play of this game between Alabama and Michigan? Do you feel that Tommy Rees should have had Jalen Milroe roll out, throw the ball in that type of a critical situation? I want to hear from you inside the comment box. I also want to hear from you about this team overall in this particular performance. I felt that this game was kind of a compilation of the entire season. Some of the miscues that Alabama had throughout the entire season, the missed snaps, the offensive line. It didn't seem like the offense had any sort of rhythm throughout this entire game, and I thought that really affected Alabama's offense. I mean, I think there was a point during the second quarter where Jalen Milroe only had 11 yards passing against this Michigan defense. So those type of things, you got to play mistake-free football. But the thing is, I say that, but Michigan had a couple fumbles. They had some things that didn't go their way as well, and they were able to come back and take the lead on Alabama late in the fourth quarter. You know, I was looking, I'm towards the end zone right here, and there was a muffed punt by Michigan. I don't know. I felt like that play could have been a safety on Michigan. I mean, it was really tight. I literally have footage of it. I mean, it was right there. So whatever the case is, we go into overtime, and Michigan's able to put together a score right away to take the lead 27-20. Overall, very tough break for the Alabama Crimson Tide. It was a year of high anxiety. It was a stressful year. It was a year of growth. And as I kind of reflect back on 2023, I look towards the fact that this team is young, especially on the offensive side, right? You have a lot of pieces coming back. You have Jalen Milroe at the quarterback position. You have Justice Haynes at the running back position. How good was he? My goodness, he was dynamic in every sense of the word. I can't wait to see more of him. We saw Jam Miller, who's also a sophomore, very good running back. Isaiah Bonds, Kobe Prentice, Emmanuel Henderson, Kendrick Law, those type of guys coming back along with Tyler Booker for Alabama's offensive line. So the offense was young, but by this point of the season, you got to be playing more like a junior. On the defensive side of the ball, you're going to lose some very high caliber players. Now, we haven't heard any official announcement from Terrion Arnold, but I would assume that Kool-Aid goes. Terrion, you got to think he's got a first-round draft grade, so you got to think that he leaves. Spoke with Devontae Smith after the game, and he said that this was beyond tough, to see these guys, what they've been able to build up to this point, and for it to end right here in California. I mean, it's a tough break. This is a heartbreaking, a devastating way to lose. And this team proved a lot of people wrong, for sure. There was so many people that didn't think that Alabama would get to this point. Saw Nick Saban walking off the field, of course, frustrated. Players walking off the field, of course, frustrated. It's a tough break for Alabama to lose right here after just this entire season. I think it's like one way to lose and, that be it. But the way that they lost, I think, was really tough. And Alabama loses in an overtime thriller, 27-20. I guess to recap, to, kind of put a close to this final season, the good, a lot of growth, specifically from the sophomore group, playing more like juniors. I think the bad is the inconsistencies of this team. I mean, there was so many ups and downs throughout this year, and while it made it exciting, it also gave us a lot of anxiety, right? I mean, I think to win a national championship, you got to play at a very high level consistently. And there was times where Alabama would do that, and they would kind of go down. Kind of a lot of peaks and valleys, if you will, with this particular team. So I look on the positive side going into this next year. There's a lot of talent coming back. Of course, you have this recruiting class. You all saw footage of Julian Sain coming in at quarterback. So a lot of excitement still. Alabama's not going anywhere. Nick Saban's not going anywhere. I think a lot of people, made it out to be that Coach Saban has lost his fastball, that he is no longer can coach at this level. Clearly can. He hasn't lost anything. It's just you get to this point, it's tough to win. It's tough to make it to the next level, which is the College Football National Championship game. So, tough break here in Pasadena for the Alabama Crimson Tide, but the Crimson Tide move on, and, tough way to go out here in Pasadena, California. Before I wrap up the 2023/24 season, I want to say thank you very much for following all our coverage and supporting all our content. Hit the thumbs up, run the thumbs up on all our sites. Going into January and February, honestly, it's some of our difficult months covering college football on the YouTube channel because, it's just the season is over. So we're still going to have daily content coming to you, whether that's live shows or other type of audience-driven videos. But I really appreciate you guys being here, supporting the content, believing in me, and for all the support that you showed to these guys, throughout the entire season. I mean, I know you're upset. It's disappointing that they're not going to the national title game, but this coming team is going to be a force. I have a lot of faith in this next crop coming up, and tough way to go out. Absolutely, it's crushing, but you move on, and the sun will go down and the sun will rise, and got to move forward. So coming to you from Pasadena, California, my name is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and I thank you very much for watching our coverage from Pasadena, California.
What up, Kyle?
Sorry, man. What are your thoughts after this, man? How proud you are of this team despite the outcome of tonight?
I would say this team, we've overcame a lot of adversity, battled with the world against us, and I mean, we did a great job of going out there, fighting and competing, but ultimately, it wasn't enough.
What's your message to the guys next in line here at Alabama?
So what's my message to the what?
To the next guys in line here at Alabama.
Finish the job. Execute, execute, execute. I mean, you got to value this game, and all the little plays and critical plays, they matter, and they affect the game in a whole. So with that being said, come out here, man, and finish the job, man. Just continue to link.
As a leader of this team, how do you pick your boys up, man, in the locker room after this, man? Let them know everything's going to be all right going forward.
It's one of those things where you just grow together and you form those lifelong relationships. Like, perfect example, Kool-Aid and I, we walked off the field crying together. I mean, we came in together, and that's my brother for life. So with that being said, in moments like this, that the pain, you channel it and you grow from it. And I mean, it makes lifelong friendships, and you value that, and you just continue to just keep that throughout your life.
You guys played a lot of close games this year. This was the only one that you guys came out on the losing end of. What do you think was the difference tonight?
Honestly, I would just say at the end of the game, they just executed. I mean, that was the difference. It was a hard-fought game. Obviously, we went into overtime. They had the momentum. They took advantage of it, and they executed. So with that being said, they just executed at the end.
What were your thoughts of J.J. McCarthy? It seemed like he was able to make some big plays at some big times tonight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a great quarterback. He did a good job keeping his guys poised, and he continued to lead, and it was fun playing against him.
As a defender, what did you think about running it on 4th and 3 with the game on the line?
That's one of those things that the offense practices. Jay Mill, that's my best friend. I love when the ball's in his hands, and he's a playmaker. Unfortunately, we came up short, but I wouldn't have had it no other way with the ball in his hand.
What do you want to take from this loss?
I want to take from this loss and just realize it's one of those moments where you just have to kind of keep the main thing the main thing. With that being said, you have to look forward and pick your guys up and really grow from it. And that's growing from it in life. I would say this is one of those days where you get emotional, get down on yourself, beat yourself up, but you can't do that in life. I mean, the sun going to rise tomorrow, the moon going to drop tonight. So we just got to continue to keep looking forward and just continue to keep living.
Terrion, from your perspective, what did you think went wrong on that last drive in the fourth quarter?
In the third quarter?
Fourth quarter.
Or the fourth quarter? I was kind of beating myself up about it. I feel like backside I was compassed. I had the C gap. The guy bounced over. tried to arm tackle him, Blake Corum. I mean, he's a strong runner, low to the ground, power, gravity, and I just got to make that play right there. So I kind of fought myself for that.
All right, thanks, Terry.
Sure.
Thanks, Terry.